I think we're good. I think we're good. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And thank you, thank you, thank you. This is Matthew. This is MattTv Facebook Live for a Friday night. This 24th day of July 2020. We are on Facebook Live. This episode is powered by StreamYard, which allows me the opportunity to do split screens and bring people into the broadcast whenever they want. My schedule is flexible. Probably going to be in here for 15 minutes. Just going to be a quick show tonight. Just a few things that I jotted down. I just put a link up to my very first episode of MattTv on my Facebook page, which was July 4th or July 3rd, July 3rd or 4th of 2017. So in that clip, the flag is in the background because, you know, when the flag is here, it's behind me. And it's really amazing to see the flag back in 2017 with the small amount of signatures that were on the flag at the time. But we're going to talk about the flag in a couple of moments, some cool things that have happened. But like I said, we're going to move through this really quick. I want to be in and out of here in 15 minutes. So if you're joining me live, welcome to the broadcast. If you're watching this at your leisure on a Saturday, maybe you had to go to bed early last night and you're watching this on a Saturday morning. Simon, hello, miss you, man. And Simon put some information up on his Facebook page, and we're going to talk about that in just a couple of moments in a segment I like to call Saved. So are you ready to go? Are you ready to go for this broadcast? I have to check and make sure. I got to check and make sure that I am ready for this broadcast. Am I mentally ready to continue with this broadcast? Let's check. Person, woman, man, camera, TV. 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 I did it. I must be a genius. I must be a genius. I think I get extra points. I think I get extra points for that. Okay, let's move into, so I think I'm okay. So yes, I think I'm okay to continue on with this broadcast. So let's do this. What I like to do in every episode of MattTv is begin to tell you what the weather is like, not start the show off by telling you exactly what the weather is like here on the South Coast. It was a bit overcast today, a bit chilly. Actually, at one point, did have a sweater on. The clouds have cleared, and we're looking at beautiful weather and warm temperatures for the next few days. There's actually a special weather statement from Environment Canada. Temperatures, sunshine, mid-20s, and definitely a lot warmer inland. So this is the first round of heat that we are experiencing here on the South Coast. So we're all looking forward to that. Going to be a beautiful night, clear skies, and I'm so excited because there is something cruising through the nighttime sky. If you don't know what it is, I'll tell you in just a couple of moments, and we're going to do all of this within the next 12, 13 minutes. This is going to be super, super quick. Not even 5 minutes after. Just a few notes. Weather, it looks like the warm temperatures continue. There are some clouds in the forecast, but it looks relatively warm in the high 20s, low 30s. And I'm talking specifically about the Woodstock area, according to AccuWeather. So the summer weather continues back on the East Coast. So just like I've said many, many times, if you're going to be out in the heat, make sure you have water, stay hydrated, your sunscreen, get in the shade. Hey, babe. Zorro, Jen has Zorro in a sling, and he's quite comfortable. He may never want to walk again. So the weather, like I said, that's how I like to start my broadcast, just comparing the weather out here on the West Coast, where I've called home for 20 years, and where my original home is back in Woodstock, New Brunswick. So what's the weather like in your slice of the world? The last time I was live, but not actually in front of the camera, we did a day trip. We did a family day trip. Jen and I and Kaya and Zorro actually went to Bowen Island. We were over there for the day. We were just checking some things out, just things happening in our lives that made us go to Bowen Island. And I was telling Dad about this a couple of days ago. Growing up, when there were things that you wanted to attain, the best way to, one of the ways to get on that path was to, if you had to take a clipping out of a catalog and put it on your fridge just to visually see it. So we just took it one step further, and we just actually went to Bowen Island to check some things out. So when we get further along in our journey, we'll definitely keep you up to speed. But all is well. All is well out here. I couldn't be happier. Could not be happier with the way things are going right now here in White Rock within this house. So, but I'll keep you in the loop. I will definitely keep you in the loop. And if you want to keep on scrolling through Facebook to do something else, you're totally welcome to do that. But just check in periodically, different episodes from time to time, and I'll definitely continue to talk about what's going on out here. I just want to quickly talk about a few things that I like to call saved. And the reason I call it saved, just cruising through Facebook within literally the last few hours, just seeing some posts and saving them and then bringing them to your attention, which is why I like to call this segment Saved. Simon McGinnis, I don't know if you're in here. I see Mike Miller is in here. Grant. I'm going to get sidetracked just really quick. Mike Miller, something that I've been doing, and if you're a friend of mine and you're in my messenger, one of the things I've been doing recently, probably within the last couple of weeks, when you are sending messages back and forth, you have the option to have the device, your phone, dictate what you're saying, and it's sent in a text message. Or the option is to actually hit the microphone and record what you want to say. So I've had the opportunity, and you have no idea how important this is to me, to hear voices, friends' voices, family voices from back east. So I've had the opportunity to hear Mike Miller, who is in here tonight, Kenny Ritchie. We've been talking back and forth, Kelly MacArthur, Kevin Lockman, and the list goes on and on and on, Dave Keenan. So I highly recommend, if you are staying in communication with someone and you don't have the opportunity to maybe give them a quick phone call, hearing their voice, that's the best way to convey your emotions and your feelings, is to have the recipient actually hear it, not construe what you might be saying in a text. Yes. So I know I got a little bit sidetracked, but it was just, again, so amazing just to hear Mike Miller's voice. It was the first time I'd heard Mike Miller since our 25th high school reunion in 2016. So a long time, too long. Just an unbelievable amount of time has passed, even though we're just, geographically, yes, we're separated by, a few thousand kilometers, but my goodness, if you can just touch a prompt on your phone and record your voice and your message and just instantly send it to one of your friends, why wouldn't you want to do that? Why wouldn't you want to do that? Coming up on 10 minutes after 6 o'clock, and I said I was going to be out of here in 15 minutes. It might be a little bit longer again. These are notes highlighted. There's nothing fancy about this broadcast. This is something I've been doing for 3.5 years. I just come in here once in a while, and I'm just conveying to you what's happened in my life, experiences, observations, feelings, and I've talked about my health as well. So you're always welcome to share what's going on here with your friends. I try and stay connected with as many people as I possibly can, particularly those back on the East Coast, because that's where I'm from. Even though I've been out here 20 years, I will always, 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 always consider myself a maritimer. Okay, speaking of the Maritimes, this is something, getting back into the segment I like to call Saved, and thank you, Simon McGinnis, for putting this link up. Apparently, there is a light armored vehicle that has already been delivered to St. John's, Newfoundland. It arrived there yesterday from London, Ontario, and now this light armored vehicle, which was purchased by a single purchaser, this elderly lady, and I'll put the link up to the story in the comment section after the broadcast. She purchased this light armored vehicle in conjunction with the war in Afghanistan. It was a way of commemorating the soldiers who had gone to war in Afghanistan. But the interesting thing about this, it was delivered to St. John's, Newfoundland, but it is being the eventual home of this light armored vehicle. There was only 31. I believe the lady said in the interview there were 31 light armored vehicles up for this type of commemorative ceremony, these placements in different parts of the country. And I believe the purchase number 31, which was this lady's purchase, this light armored vehicle, was the last. So she actually purchased the last light armored vehicle, part of this project. and it's going to end up in Conception Bay, South Newfoundland, which is the home of Simon McGuinness. So I've been talking back and forth with Simon. So I'm sure Simon, he has a history in the armed forces. So I know, well, Simon's the one that put it up there. So I'm hoping that Simon might be able to go out and just get some pictures and some video when this light armored vehicle arrives in Conception Bay, South Newfoundland. So cool stuff. Excellent stuff. Okay, something interesting here that was on the internet. This comes from the Cloverdale Reporter, and I'll put this link up in the comment section after the broadcast. There is an individual who wrote a letter to the editor of the Cloverdale Reporter, and he is asking that the province of British Columbia change its name. So I'm just going to leave it at that. I did read the story. I'll put the link up and you can have a read. So my question to you is, once you read the story, I would really like to know your opinion. You might be far removed from what's happening out here in British Columbia, but I'll put the link up and you could decide for yourself. There is an individual who thinks it's time, and we are going through this time now where there's a lot of name changes happening, and for good reason. This individual here seems to think that there is plenty of good reason to give a name change to British Columbia. Again, I'll put that link up and you can decide for yourself. Okay, this is something you can Google. I know this is the time of season where a lot of people are afraid of June bugs. There's lots of creepy crawly insects, depending on what geographical area you are in North America. Dave Keenan put up a link. If you don't like spiders, it may be something that you would not want to check out, but just if you're interested, spider season in Australia is like a scene out of a Stephen King movie. So just, if you're interested, just go to Google, punch in spider season Australia, and trust me, you will not believe the images that you will see. It's like a horror movie. It's quite frightening. Talking about the weather at the beginning of the broadcast, looks like clear skies, absolutely clear skies in the day, clear skies at night. The moon is still coming up later, maybe even early morning now. So that gives people in North America a great opportunity to see the comet Neowise that is cruising through the universe right now. And if you miss it, you have probably another 2 weeks. The window is getting smaller. The opportunity for you to get out in, after, an hour after sunset, you can see it with the naked eye. I've talked about how bad my eyes are, 47-year-old eyes. I can still see this comet going through the nighttime sky with my naked eye. And binoculars. Once you spot it, you grab the binoculars, you have a good time. So if you have clear skies, get out within the next week and a half. Look up towards the bottom of the Big Dipper. That's where it's headed. It's streaking down, but it's going higher in the nighttime sky. So definitely check it out, because it won't be around for another 6,800 years. So chances are you're not going to be here. Helping a friend out on Sunday moving, just going from point A to point B. He'll have a truck and trailer. We're going to do it in one move. We're going to start at 8 o'clock. So my question to you is, what's the quickest time that you've ever helped? You have to be helping someone move. You're not moving yourself. You're actually volunteering. You're helping a friend move. What's the quickest time? Do you have someone that you're just like, oh, that just ran like a well-oiled machine and I would help him move any day of the week? Do you know someone like that? Or do you have someone that you helped move and you were actually just emptying out the drawers, or just taking the drawers out of the whatever, and it's just full of laundry? No, that's not cool. I've heard stories. I've had close friends who have had to do the latter of that. Not cool. 6:15. I'm going to run a little bit over, but I'll wrap this up here within the next 5 minutes for sure. If you're watching this live, thank you so much for the live views. If you're watching this at your leisure, appreciate that as well. I do my shows whenever. I know it's just after 6 o'clock here on the south coast of British Columbia. Most of my audience back on the East Coast, 10 o'clock. I don't expect anyone to drop what you're doing to watch me at any given time, which is why when I save it, it's there forever. It's there forever, man. Quickly want to talk about the flag. The flag is not here, which means the flag is there. There is in Woodstock. And I just want to say a big shout out to my sister Jill, who's been looking after the flag. She'll look after it for another few days. But this is a great story here. My parents just arrived back in Woodstock. They're now they're self-quarantining in Richmond Corner after coming back from Alberta for Mike's wedding. When they got back, there was a message on the answering machine from an elderly lady at a nursing home in Waterville who read the story about myself and the flag in the latest edition of Ageless NB, and wanted to know if she could sign the flag. Jill still had the flag, so Jill went to this nursing home in Waterville today, and the newest, the last two signatures on the flag that happened just here this afternoon belong to what are their names? Sorry, Barbara Lyons and Terry Shaw are the last two people to sign the MattTv Canadian Unity flag. It'll soon be heading off to Halifax, Nova Scotia, then to Digby, and then back out here. This flag has just had a tremendous trip home. I really wish the flag could talk. I want to say that the flag could possibly be approaching the 1,100 mark of signatures on the flag. James Underhill, I see you put up a link. Thank you so much. It's James's Jukebox Magical Musical Moments. Oh, I love it when I get that right. What I love even better is when I get these words in the right order, because it makes me look like a genius. Person, woman, man, camera, TV. Yes, 2 extra bonus points for that. 2 extra bonus points. Two more stories. Aunt Una, welcome to the broadcast. You did seriously get hacked. I got some really strange messages from you today, but I know that it wasn't you. So thank you. And how do you know? How do you know when you have been hacked? How do you know when your Facebook account has been hacked? I don't understand that. Knock on wood. I hope it never happens to me. Okay, so I'm talking about the flag. Okay, this is a funny story. I was just talking about my sister Jill, and I have a funny story relating to Jill that goes back many, many years, not something within the recent past. But the other day I was sitting on the back deck, and I could hear someone cutting their grass maybe 2 properties down. So I can hear the lawnmower going, and then it just comes to it. You can tell that the individual was cutting tall grass, because you can tell by the sound of the mower, and I have lots of experience cutting grass. And he ran over something that was so large that it just completely stopped the blade and stalled out the mower. So the mower was off for a couple of minutes, and then it started up again and he continued. So I'm just wondering, when you cut your grass, are you one of those individuals who just runs over whatever is in your way, or do you actually take 5-10 minutes and pick up the dog crap or whatever else obstacles might be in your path? Lawn mowing mishaps. And I can only think of one, but it's the best one. And it goes back to when my entire family, mom, dad, Jill, Jeff, Mike, and myself were living on Churchill Road. And it was a summer afternoon or a summer morning. It was in the summer. We were cutting grass, and my sister Jill was given the opportunity to cut our neighbor's lawn using their riding lawnmower that she had never been on before. I don't know what happened leading up to that. I don't know why Jill was chosen for this privilege, but they allowed Jill to get on this riding lawnmower. And we know they were just huge machines back in the day. And I'll never forget her losing control of the mower because it just accelerated, and she ended up going through the neighbor's rose bush, and there were just rose shards everywhere. That's my mower mishap. So going back to the beginning, do you care about your mower? Do you pick stuff up, obstacles that might be in your lawn? Because the guy 2 houses down did not. And some people just can't handle the power of a riding lawnmower. They just can't handle it. Final thing. Coming up on 20 minutes, and it's 20 minutes way too long. I know I've perhaps wasted too much of your Friday night, but I just want to end by saying this. Person, woman, man, camera, TV. Okay, I still have it. I've still got it. A few days ago, I discovered that there is a group. They're just, I want to say they're some of the laziest people that I've heard of. Never met them, but I certainly get the impression that they're quite lazy. And I'm talking about the individuals that are responsible for naming. I was just talking a few moments ago how people are demanding name changes to things that represent racist views or ideologies or just bad people in general. bad concepts. So symbols, phrases, everything is changing, which is good. This is 2020. Let's learn from the past and move on and be progressive. But I'm getting the point I want to make. The creative team, that decided that it was best to get rid of the name the Washington Redskins and replace it with Washington Football Team. Washington Football Team. That is the worst. They get an F for creativity. If it were me, if it had been me, I simply would have gone, because Woodstock Football Team is just so. But if you're like Washington Team Football, then you got WTF. Yeah, WTF is really going on. This is Matthew. This is Matt TV. Now and always, from sea to sea.